As time has gone on and AI has gotten more advanced and more popular, I've actually started to dislike it more than I previously have, and more than I previously had in other videos. And this video is kind of just to go over why I think there's a lot of problems with AI and how we're currently using it, and how they need to be fixed. What I mean by this is the fact that everyone is now bombarded for uses for AI. Everything, from ads to writing programs to apps. Most likely, if you look up anything, there will be an AI summary on Google of what you want. If you want to find art for something you're working on, inevitably you'll see some AI generated piece of art, or a website telling you can use AI to generate that piece of art that you want to try and find. This factor is the main thing that wanted me to make this video. Before, you would see like one or two news articles talking about AI, but now it's gotten to the point for at least me, I can't even go my normal day without seeing AI at least once. I constantly have to deal with companies trying to get me to use AI. When I look up resources for the facts I do, I always end up checking if something's AI, because for an infuriating amount of the time it is. And when I sit down and open my writing software, it tries to get me to use AI to make better sentences. When I edit my videos, the editing software I use says, why don't you try and use AI to make your voice sound better? Why not have AI generate images and sound effects? Why not let AI cut up and add stock footage? And why not have AI basically make the thumbnail and title? If I used really more than two of those, it really wouldn't be my video anymore. It's unavoidable every time the writing software updates, and it makes the AI features more prominent and in the way. Now, I only use one editing software, but I'm pretty confident of the fact that most softwares are like this, because I get ads for things like Photoshop and Grammarly that I feel like they are pushing AI so heavily that I can't escape it, and it feels like I'm trapped constantly in the temptation of using it to write everything. People have compared the rise of AI to cryptocurrency, as it will be something everyone talks about but then dies as we collectively start despising it. But I feel this is different, because cryptocurrencies had a clear and obvious flaws that outweighed the pros, like the fact most people won't accept it, it's kind of useless, it's annoying to hear someone talk about it for a while. Meanwhile, AI, on the other hand, is much easier for people to latch onto, because it's applicable in so many situations of using it to write everything. People have compared the AI as highly useful. People love hearing about what AI can do because it seems so futuristic and unusual. Literally anyone can access it, and it already has become something that thousands of people are using on a daily basis. So it just ends up being something that we're all talking about, and even I get excited when there's something really interesting to do with AI. When it comes to things like AI Minecraft, which is a full game made entirely out of AI, I'll go and check it out and try it. But there's a point for me where AI just becomes irritating and annoying when every company says, well, why just make everything you do with AI? It's annoying because there are parts of my videos that I think take a lot of time and are really annoying for me, especially, as you can probably tell, this is not the best quality. I'm working on getting better mics, better setup, but I live in a very noisy place, and there's tons of AI programs. Like, why not just replace your voice with all these AI things? At a point, it just becomes weird, because then it's not my thing. It's not really me anymore if I start using too much AI. And I really like having my videos, at least, since I don't think my videos have really anything interesting about them, I at least try and put my own personality into them. So if I start using AI, then my personality for my videos, which is the only good thing about them, is taken away. This is definitely going to be the most ranting part of video, as I just hate the concept of an AI artist. If you call yourself one, then I'm not trying to be rude, but just please stop calling yourself an artist when you're not. There's a lot of debate about what makes something art, and even I don't have a definition for that I like. But I think you cannot call yourself an artist if you're making art using AI for literally anything but like inspiration. Maybe, but I think that's a pretty gray area. But I don't think it's outright bad. And this isn't limited just to drawing done by AI. Writing, music, 3D modeling, all of it. If it's done by AI, it's not really yours. Stop deluding yourself into thinking it's yours. It belongs to the AI. One of the factors that I think so heavily contributes to the fact that people use it constantly is the fact that it takes zero skill. I could open up my editing software, which has an AI image generation thing, and start pumping out art just as good as any AI artist. So what's the point of calling yourself an artist if you're not doing any of the actual work? Now, some of you may bring up the fact that modern art, which is super expensive and prestigious, doesn't look that complicated or take much effort, which is why some people debate the fact that AI art takes no effort isn't a good argument. But at least there's some meaning behind them. AI art is entirely soulless, which of course there's a lot of debate about what makes anything soulless, but I feel falls into that category. It's like literally going to a restaurant and buying a burger and then presenting it as a burger you cooked using that restaurant as a tool. Studies show that 51% of people from 14 to 22 have used generative AI for school, and 4% claim to be daily users. This is an annoyingly large stat because using AI to do schoolwork for you is just cheating. I do not blame the students. I think school puts way too much pressure on students. I am actually currently working on, for next month's video, a video about why school is scientifically harmful to children based on stress and things like that, and why it's also kind of a bit broken, but there is also still a bit of responsibility to not purposely cheat. When I or someone else asks a question and the person's first response is to ask ChatGPT, it always annoys me a bit. I understand this is a less facts-based thing and more a personal anecdote, but hear me out. Why would you use AI to do what Google can? I just want to say this. AI is not true. It is not a good source. You cannot ask AI a question and say that it is true without doing research yourself. Examples of AI messing up when it comes to being asked simple questions are made fun of all over the internet, but are proof that AI can't be trusted when it comes to facts. When people asked the beta version of Google Gemini, it came out with answers that were really weird. Like, for example, someone asked how to add starchiness to your pizza crust. It came out, add 8 cups of glue. Stuff like that, where it doesn't work the best. I take this thing specifically personally as I do a lot of work on trying to research and cite my sources, and I mess up, and I know there's probably people making claims using AI-generated facts, which I feel like is kind of harmful to having a lot of good facts out there. This section is going to talk about some pretty dark topics, and if you or anyone you know is struggling with mental health issues, I have put a suicide help website in the description. AI has caused suicide. For example, Character.ai, an AI program that lets you talk to fictional characters, is being sued by the mother of Sewell Seltzer, a 14-year-old boy who was using it even up until the moment they died, and it eventually convinced them into committing suicide. There can be something to said about the parents needing to be more present to prevent this, but it's also the company that should be implementing safeguards. So if someone expresses suicidal thoughts to the AI, it should direct them immediately to a source for people struggling with mental health issues, not convince them into doing suicide, as it did in the case of Sewell Seltzer. I can't find a direct stat on how many have died from AI. I am pretty sure it has become multiple now. Hopefully not, but I'm pretty sure. The fact that literally anyone has died from AI means we should probably be working to stop this from having a reoccurrence. There's always probably going to be deaths from everything, but AI is something that we have generally a lot of control over and should be able to stop it from killing people. Also, just as I was literally writing this script, the whole thing came out about how Google Gemini told a user it should, die, which I just thought I should put in here. This is what they said. It's up on the screen right now. Also, all the news articles and sources for the suicide are in the description. I wanted to, right before I get to my last thing, I want to say that I do not entirely despise AI. I like AI as a form of amusement, but not as a tool or as something to replace people. Though I do think that AI could be used in video games quite well, because then you can make mimics that deepfake your voice in horror games. This is something that has already started existing, and I quite enjoy. Or infinite dialogue options, just kind of as a background thing. I do think technically it's really cool when developers put in their own text. But yeah, it's can be used, and I agree that in some cases it's interesting to see how AI can be used. I find AI is best when it's purely just, hey, look what we can do with this new technology, or look how weirdly powerful this AI is. I do use generative AI, like AI generated images, just to test things, just to play around with it, like AI Minecraft or random AI art generators. I believe that AI should never be used to replace a job that most people find enjoyable or agree can't be replaced by a machine. Furthermore, I think there should be more safeguards put in place to stop AI-induced suicides. As AI becomes more accessible and intelligent, we should realize that if it gets better, faster, and faster, we need to be careful, just like any new technology that has come out before. So I am recording this basically outro slash ending a little bit after actually finishing editing the video, just because I forgot to actually make one. But I hope you enjoyed this. I do actually have a second channel where I go over more things, usually involving like generally just like pretty much it's usually horror, drawing, books, movies, video games, random things like that. And you can, and there will probably be a link to that at the end of the video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any differing opinions than me, I'd love to hear them in the comments. I like debating people on things. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next month.